Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Predator. Before we start talking about the film itself, I just have a quick shout out that I need to give to one of my new great friends at the movie screenings that I attend here in Denver. Her name is Stephanie. She's really amazing, super friendly, super nice, and I really appreciate her. And tonight, she gave me this lovely card as well as a Starbucks gift card. We share movie screenings together, we share the links. I've been helping in any way I could to get her into some screenings for movies I knew she really wanted to see. We had a great conversation. So Stephanie, thank you for subscribing to my channel, to supporting me on this venture, and especially for this way too kind gift. You didn't have to do this, and I just really appreciate it. So, thank you. Now, for the film. So I really liked Predator, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think it's so fun, so awesome, like high octane, great horror action. The sequel, whew, not good, like at all. And then Predators, that came out a few years back, was solid, I thought. I actually had a nice time with that film as well. Of course, we have Alien vs. Predator, which I think is pretty fun. Then the second one, though, Requiem, oof, not so good. So this franchise is just all over the place. There hasn't been an undisputed good film in the franchise since that original, though. And unfortunately, we still don't have an undisputed good Predator film since that original. I would classify The Predator as a simply fun movie. So let's go ahead and start off with those positives. First of all, Boyd Holbrook is our lead in this movie. I thought he was great. I think he is a very solid, good action star. And he pulled it off well. He has that charisma. He has that, like, sexy swagger to him that you want in your lead for a film like The Predator. Really, I do think all of our cast were solid. Thomas Jane did what he could with the role. Keegan-Michael Key was fine. Javante Rhodes, I actually thought was one of the better actors. He gave a really solid performance. Olivia Munn did as much as she could with what she was given. And Jacob Tremblay, I thought, also did well with what he was handed. So everybody at least performed to what I think they could with the script that was handed to them. I also think, for the most part, we're going to get to a couple not so good ones, but for the most part, the visual effects were very solid. We actually come in from outer space on this film. There are several moments where we're entering the atmosphere and we get to see spaceships and a little bit more of space. I thought that all looked actually really, really good. And the Predator also looks very good. Plus, the over-the-top gory action is awesome. I'm just gonna say that right now. When we are fully embracing the horror action part of this film, it gets really, really fun. Inventive kills, thrilling action sequences. You get the Predator versus the humans like you're hoping for. It is undeniably a good time. Plus, this movie is very short. It clicks by fast. It moves at a breakneck pace, which is both a positive and a negative. But at least if you're hating the experience, you're going to get through it pretty quick. But the action moves at a quick pace. The story just kind of pushes through at a very fast pace. So everything is moving. It is an action film. It's also shot gorgeous. It is a beautiful, beautiful film to look at, not just from the visual effect aspect. The set design is really gorgeous. The cinematography looks beautiful. It's just a well-shot, well-made film overall. So what's not so good when it comes to The Predator? So my first complaint is going to be that I don't think the film actually takes itself quite serious enough. Now, I like a big, dumb film. Many times, actually, this year, my complaint has been we didn't get big and dumb enough, that movies are taking themselves too seriously and not understanding what they are. Well, I think Shane Black didn't quite understand what movie he was making and ended up making one that was too cheesy. The biggest part to that was the comedy was relentless. The one-liners were relentless throughout the entire film. They were just throwing a joke at you constantly. And it was tiresome because a lot of the jokes didn't land. Of course, several did land. When you're throwing that many, you hope at least something sticks to the wall. But so many didn't land, and it really cheapened the whole film for me. It really made it into a cheese fest. And then we get into the ending where we're supposed to have emotional stakes. There's one moment in particular that involves two of our main group of characters near the end of the film that is supposed to have some sort of actual emotional heft, but it literally elicits laughs. Like, it's literally funny instead of heart-wrenching or even heart-tugging or even sad in the slightest. And I think that was a major problem throughout the entirety of the film. We have a whole core group of people, and we pretty much care about none of them. I think they start them all off a little bit unlikable, and then all those jokes block us from ever getting any sort of actual development with them, keeping us further than arm length away, and we just move through the movie knowing we have a very large ensemble cast for a reason. I also think the visual effects within the helmet, not as good. And the visual effects on the creatures outside of that first predator creature we encounter are dodgy. The script is also a mess. It is very convoluted, actually. And that adds to the cheesiness. That's like the worst combo. Is cheesy and overstuffed, over-convoluted, trying to throw all these things in here. That, to me, is not a winning combo. If you're gonna go big and cheesy, gotta have a simple, straightforward plot. And this one really is trying to explain all of the Predator's motivations and this and that and what we're looking for and why we're looking for it and how do we get it. And it's too much. They needed to simplify this story and streamline it. But the dialogue wasn't very good, partially because it's nothing but jokes thrown out. And the story itself is just all over the place and messy. It's so short that we don't get any sort of development for a convoluted story. And then we get over to Olivia Munn's character, and I don't really like the way she was handled in the film because she's handled like a child. She's handled as completely and totally inadequate. She's literally thrown around quite often in this movie. She's a scientist. She is by far the smartest person in the group, and yet people think that she's just grasping at straws. These guys just don't believe her at all in anything she says. She holds guns, but we never actually see her competently use them. Instead, she does things like shoots herself with a tranquilizer, falls off of things, literally needs to be held like this on a motorcycle, is pulled away from gaining like actual scientific research, and is treated like a child when she's like, no, I need this valuable specimen for my research. She's literally like pandered down to. And I just found it extremely frustrating. And honestly, it doesn't help the controversy outside of this film when you watch the character written in such a fashion. You see the character treated this way, and it just reminds you of how Olivia Munn is being outcast and shunned by her own cast members over a very serious issue. It just furthers my disappointment in literally everyone around her other than maybe Jacob Tremblay and the crew members themselves. But all of these actors are kind of just like, ugh, yeah, no. And especially you, Shane Black, ugh. And I have to say, I just don't think Shane Black was necessarily the right director for this project. So yeah, ultimately, I had enough fun with The Predator. I rolled my eyes every time we were not in action scenes involving the Predator itself. Otherwise, it was just like, oh my gosh, these characters are nearly insufferable, and every joke that's coming out of their mouth, I'm kind of just rolling my eyes at. When the Predator's on, and he does get a lot of screen time, it is a fun Predator action film. So that makes the recommendation just a bit hard, because I think if you are a fan of this franchise at whole, then this is worth a matinee ticket for you. There's enough fun for you to have. And if you're into like sci-fi, action, gore fests, or really anything else, if you're into action at all, if these trailers have intrigued you, the concept has intrigued you at all, this is worth a rental. There is enough entertainment value here. There's enough fun to be had within the film that I think you will thoroughly enjoy yourself if you rent it from Redbox. So that is my review of The Predator. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Predator? And which is your favorite film within the Predator franchise? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!